Hi, I'm Sam, also known as Foofootoo,
And I'm John, otherwise known as P0kem3n's.
and we very much love the PU tier. And so we have decided to host a PU Wi-Fi tournament, something that we've been wanting to do for a while now. And we just wanted to get things rolling with Mount Silver Battles, another project we're involved in. But now that's started, we feel like we can afford to take on another challenge, and this is something that we are very excited about. So what we have done is, so far we have made an internet page with a load of information on, and there is a link to that in the description. That is going to go over exactly what's going to be in this video, but if you just want to look up something, it will be there too. So I'll just show you it quickly. There's all the information here. There are links to the tier itself, which John will explain in a second, and also contact details for us if you want to get in contact with us on Twitter. And also there's a link to the brackets for the tournament, which again we'll go through in a second. So there's all that, and if you don't understand it still after watching the video and looking on the site, don't hesitate to contact us either through YouTube or Twitter, or just comment on this video, whatever's easiest. Because yeah, we want to clarify things and we want you to get involved. That would be great. So now John is just going to talk about the tier itself.
Okay, so before I get into that, I know this video is going to be a little long, but if you're still here, please watch through the entire thing. Everything we got to say is important, especially what I'm about to go over right now, which is the tier itself and what's going to be in it, what it really is, and how you can go over it. First off, I want to give all credit to Done Deal Showdown. He's a good friend of ours, and he is the one who revived PU in 6th generation. He's been, he made sure that people would get him a server on Showdown. It's kind of iffy right now. We can't really give you a link to somewhere you can practice. Hopefully, by the time this is up, there will be a stable server. But you can probably talk to him or someone else to see if there's a server that you can go on to test some teams. But he's tried to get servers. He's made sure he tested the tier to see if it's balanced and everything is good. And he's also made an awesome little page, which will be on the tier page itself, that shows you every Pokemon in every type, the things that are the strongest, whether it be attack, special attack, or like the fastest, all of that. He has an amazing list. He's put a ton of time into it, so please check him out if you want to see any good PU content. He's done a lot of that, and he's the person who revived it and did it. But now I need to tell you guys what PU is in general. So basically, PU is just a tier comprised of the least used things. But to explain that even further, last gen they had NU. They're going to be doing that again, but if you haven't been around that long, in the 5th generation had an NU tier, which was the lowest tier, like the least used things beyond LC, because that's just a whole different that's a whole different thing. But NU had the least used Pokemon, and it was just the things that weren't the best. But on April Fool's, Smogon decided to announce the PU tier kind of as a joke. It was going to be the things below NU. And our Chisel back then decided to make it an actual thing. He did like what Dun's done this generation, and he went through, made it with a thing, and did all that good stuff. But this generation, Dun has revived it, and it's just basically the lowest used things in 6th generation. So the things you don't usually see in like a UU battle or an OU battle, just things that like don't really get enough love. And that is what PU is. But there are a few clauses and other things that you need to look through. There's a few things that are banned, like you can't use a certain move or a certain ability with a certain Pokemon, or you can't do a certain clause, or you just go through and make sure that everything is good. There's a few things that are banned, there's a few things that you can't use, and the number one thing I want to talk about is the knockoff clause, because that was something recently added, and most people might not be used to this. And this isn't just Smogon rules, like he has his own clauses and everything. So if you're not used to Smogon rules, or if you are, just make sure you read through and know everything that is going to happen, because if you do break these rules, we might have to disqualify you, because I mean it's pretty simple. You can't just do something that is illegal on the tier and then just be like, oh, I didn't know, let's have a rematch. No, I'm telling you right now, go check this out, please. We don't want any disqualifications or any problems that way. But with a knockoff clause, you can only have one Pokemon on a team with knockoff. Otherwise, it gets a little too messy. If you have like knockoff on 3 or 4 Pokemon, you're just knocking off every Eviolite, because it's huge in this tier. It's some of the least used things. So there's a lot of things that abuse the Eviolite. Well, not abuse, but they use Eviolite to get better defenses. A lot of the walls have it. So if you have knockoff on too many things, it just becomes knockoff spam. It gets annoying, and as a community, it was decided that it was going to be limited to 1 Pokemon per team. So I just wanted to highlight that. That's something that could really trip some people up. But I think it's time for Fufu to jump in and talk about some other stuff.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk about the tournament structure right now. So ideally it'll be a 64 people, but obviously it's unlikely that we'll get exactly that number. We have potential scope for more, and we'll have to deal with it. If we don't get 64 people, we'll still run the tournament because we're really excited about this. And the way you enter is you have to comment on this video and at least leave your in-game name and friend code for whatever X or Y version that you want to use. And if possible, another means of contact would be really useful. So if you've got a Twitter account or a Skype that you wouldn't mind leaving there, that would be really useful. But you have to leave your in-game name and your friend code. So if you don't leave any other means of contact, we will get in contact with you through YouTube, and that will be through your personal messages. So please check your inbox if you want us to do that, because you don't get notifications now anymore, so you'll have to actively check it yourself. That's also how your opponents will have to contact you, so make sure you're checking your inbox. And we're really determined about this tournament. We want it to work, and what we really don't want to do is to have people dropping out in like round 2 or round 3, because it's just really frustrating. It'll muck up the battles, and we don't want that to happen. So only sign up to this tournament if you intend to finish. You have to commit and have to want to be in it until the end. So please don't even sign up if you don't think you can do that. You have until next Saturday to sign up to the tournament, so that will be Saturday the 12th of April. And then we'll kind of see how many people are doing it and make the brackets from there, which you will be able to check on the site, as I said before. In terms of how the battling will work, you will have 1 week for the round to battle, so be proactive in contacting your opponent, and if you are having trouble getting in contact with someone, then let us know through YouTube or Twitter. Don't just sit there and don't do anything about it, because it may mean that you get disqualified because you haven't had the battle in time. So let us know and we'll try and contact the person, but if they don't respond to us either, then they'll probably have to be disqualified and we'll have to find you a new opponent or sort something out. So make sure that you're checking your inboxes, as I said before, because we really need this to be slick and smooth, people. After a battle, you need to upload that battle to the internet, and then get the code so that we can watch it back. You do that with the versus recorder, so make sure you have that in game. If you don't have it, then that's an issue. So only come if you've already got that. And so uploading that will mean that we can verify who won the battle, so that we can then kind of advance to the next round. And also, it can be used so that we can check if anyone's using any illegal things. As John mentioned before, there are loads of clauses and things that we need to check. So make sure that you upload the battle and then let us know the code and who won the battle. That will be really useful. The other thing that I have to talk about is disconnections, which can be an issue. So if it happens at the beginning of the battle and it doesn't seem like anyone was in an advantageous position, then if you can agree for a rematch, that would be great. It just makes it easier on everyone. Try and get the full battle so that we can upload it and see, because you can't upload it if you disconnect, so that's an issue. But if it seems purposeful, if it seems like one person was winning and then the other person disconnects, then the person who disconnects should own up. And if you can try and have like a conversation with a person over live messaging or something, then you can use that as evidence to say, look, I was in a good position in this battle and then they just get disconnected. It seemed like they didn't want that battle to end so they could upload it. So yeah, evidence is key. If we have the evidence for that, then we can be on your side and we can go from there. If two people disagree on who disconnected, then you'll both either have to have a rematch, because we can't tell who's telling the truth, or you'll both be disqualified. So we don't want that messiness to happen. Please try and have the evidence to say, no, the other person was losing and they disconnected. So yeah, that was just some things we had to mention. I know it was a bit not nice to listen to, but we'll get on to the next bit, which Don will talk about.
Okay, so this is the final stretch, the last thing, so please listen up. This is just going to be the end part, and hopefully clarify some questions and stuff about the seedings and all of that good stuff. I'm going to be talking about the bracket, and one thing that I know that a lot of people are probably worried about, they're like, oh, I mean, Wi-Fi can be bad, there's going to be a lot of DCs, there might be some people that won't respond. The first round might be a little rough, there might be a lot of people that just don't respond, but hopefully what's going to happen is, as Foofoo said earlier, we're not going to get a perfect number. We're not going to get 64, or like if we do another like higher or low, we're not going to get like perfectly 32 or 128. We're probably going to get like either like 50, or we're going to get like 70 or 80 or something around that. and the people who do not get into the tournament will be used as substitutes. So if someone doesn't answer their opponent like in the first few days, then we can just kick them out and put in someone who's ready to battle and excited who didn't get in, and they can just take over. So if you don't get in, don't be upset. You know, hopefully you can still get in as a substitute. We'll just make a list and try to make sure that you're ready, and that'll get sorted out. So hopefully that by the second round, none of that stuff's gonna happen. I mean, the DCs and all that bullshit might happen, but we'll deal with that when we get there. If someone just like drops out of the tournament, we'll figure it out. There's gonna be a lot of things like that. Just don't worry, we got it under control. Hopefully, we'll figure it out. But the how the tournament is going to work. So we're going to have 64 people, and what we've decided to do is we're going to actually split it up into 2 conferences. So Sam is going to have 32 people in the Kalos conference, and I'm going to have 32 people in the Kanto conference. This way, it's going to be kind of like a friendly competition between my conference and Sam's conference. Obviously, it's not like you guys are all in like one group in a team. It's a competition between you guys, but at the same time, I mean, it's going to be kind of fun for me and Sam to go at each other and say that, oh, this person in our conference is going to beat your best person in the championship, blah, blah, blah. And what we're going to do with that is every Sunday, we're going to update you guys on our respective channels on how the tournament's going. So next Sunday, we're going to tell you who's in what conference and all the seedings and all that. And the Sunday after that, we're going to just do recaps of the first round. So the Sunday after in the first round, like we'll go through, and on my channel I'll go through the Kanto conference and I'll say, oh, this person won this, like this was like a close battle, this was a good battle, blah blah blah. I might do highlights, might even narrate the best battle I get. It depends on how much time and what I decide I want to do for that Sunday upload. And Sam's going to do something as well. We're going to talk about it. We'll figure it out. It depends on how many people can get their battles done quickly, if you guys can get the codes to us. So the faster you guys are and the more efficient everything is, the better videos we can make for the Sunday thing, and hopefully that gets you guys excited. I'm excited to do the Sunday things, go through and really get everyone involved. And another way we want to do that is we're going to do seedings. Now let me explain it before you judge it. It might sound a little weird in the beginning, or it might sound like we're favoring people with more subs, but that's not the case at all. It's actually the opposite. And what I mean by favoring people with more subs is the people who have the most subs are going to get the higher seeded positions. And if any of you guys like watch sports or anything like that, or do any tournaments, there's like the #1 seed, like the best person in the league usually gets the #1 seed. And this, we're just going to say the person with the most subs gets the #1 seed. Doesn't mean they're better than the person with the 32nd seed, it just means they're the most known. So what we're going to do is the #1 person, the most known person, is going to go against the most unknown person, or someone who just doesn't upload at all. And that way, every battle's going to matter. It's not going to just be people are coming to watch their favorite YouTuber battle and they don't really care about any of the other battles. Instead, it's the people that are least known going against the people that are most known, so everything's really important. And if someone wins in the first round against someone who's really known, maybe you can get excited about them, follow them throughout the tournament, and they can be the person you're like, oh wow, they beat so-and-so, that's really cool. I thought he was going to win it all, I'm going to follow this person. And maybe it can help some people get more known, or maybe, you know, there will be like some dark horse, someone no one knew about, and they end up winning, like a 32 seed wins the whole tournament. I mean, it'd be kind of exciting. I feel like it might just add a little more excitement, a little more hype for the whole tournament, and it'll give people more of an incentive to do well. And the higher seeds don't want to lose in the first round against someone who is like a 32 seed, whether it doesn't really mean anything, but I don't know. I mean, if I was a #1 seed in the tournament, I'd be like, fuck, I better win this. Like, I don't want to be that guy who loses. And the 32 seed's like, wow, I get a chance to battle this person. Maybe they are big fans of him, or they just never thought they'd get a chance to battle someone who's this popular, and it's just a cool experience for everyone. So hopefully that's cool, and hopefully you guys enjoy that. And probably the last thing we got to talk about, which is on everyone's mind, is prizes and what we're going to do for the championship. Now, me and Sam are poor, and we're both college students, and we're not going to give money. We don't really have any prizes. This is more for fun, you know? We want to get the PU tier out there. We want to let everyone know that Done Deal has made a really cool tier. Get it out there. I want to see more Wi-Fi battles with PU. It's really fun. I don't think NU's going to be out for a while, so it's just a way for us to give exposure to the tier. And if you do make it into the championship, what we're going to do is we're going to stream the championship game on Twitch, on one of our Twitches, and we're going to do a best 2 out of 3 series, and we're going to try to make it a big deal, get a lot of hype up. So if you win it, hopefully it's just like, it's a big deal. We'll go, like, if you have a channel, we'll show it. Maybe we'll have you get in the call and talk with us. We don't really know exactly what we're going to do for that, but if you're expecting some big prize, don't. It's bragging rights. Let's see who's the best PU battler. And it's more of just a fun thing for us to do with everyone in the community and get a lot of people involved with a really cool tier that we both really love playing in. So I think that's about it, Sam. Is there anything you need to add?
No, that's everything. So, if you still have any questions, please check on the website. Everything is there. And if you want more questions answering, then leave them in the comments or get in contact with us over Twitter. And I think that's everything. So I'm hoping that you're psyched for this and that you're looking forward to it. Sign up in the comments below, and all that's left to be said is hopefully see you in the tournament.
Goodbye.
Bye.